Welcome back everyone, James here, J-Man Travels. Today I'm trying something new. I'm trying my first ever intra-European flight. I'm here in Paris, Charles de Gaulle, and I'm heading down to Lisbon on Air France on an A320. One thing to note, because I have Delta Platinum status in the US, that would give me upgrades if there's open business class seats. However, on Air France or KLM, they don't do that. So if there's empty seats, they will let them go empty, even if you have Delta status or Air France KLM status. You always have to buy business class if you'd want it. I found that out because I asked if I could get a free upgrade. So other than that, though, I'm really excited to see what this is like. I've never done intra-European flying before. It's a couple-hour flight, so it should be a good experience. And it's an A320. I like the A320s a lot, so hopefully it should be good. So let's go ahead and check it out.
While my status didn't give me upgrades on the plane, it, however, gave me access to the lounge, which is always a nice little treat to have on a long layover. The lounge here had a selection of meats and cheeses, there was salads, pressed juices, they had some other sweet treats and some other pastries over on the side. After the food area, there was a nice bar area which also had really nice drinks, just like what they offered in San Francisco in the Air France lounge. It was a really nice selection. But because I just flew in from San Francisco, I had to do one quick thing before I indulge in all these goodies.
So, one of the nicest things about having my Delta Platinum status is I get access to the lounges. And the nice thing is after a good 12-hour flight, you get to use the showers over here in the airport. So excited. I absolutely love it. It's so nice to be able to take a shower after a long flight. Helps you just kind of get ready for your day. So that's what I'm going to do before we go out and eat any food. I need a shower. Just like that, all cleaned up. Got a new mask on. Everything's clean. Ready to go on to Lisbon.
One thing I really did enjoy about this terminal was the beautiful glass design. Now, Paris Charles de Gaulle has many different terminals, and they're all built at different times. They all kind of have different style. This is my first time in this terminal, and I found it really cool. I also absolutely love the glass jet bridges. Thank you, Europe, for having glass jet bridges. We really need to put these in the US because it's so cool to be able to look around and see all the planes moving around you and just get really unobstructed views of the planes. On this A320, it was set up with 3 rows of European business class. Now, European business class is the exact same as the rest of the cabin, except for you have the middle seat blocked. In fact, if you look up, you can see that those dividers are adjustable, so depending on the demand of the route, they can add or decrease the amount of European business class they have on the routes. It's actually a really cool feature. This was my seat right here in 4F. This seat came with an adequate amount of legroom. It definitely wasn't anything like Economy Plus would give you, but Air France doesn't have that, so for an economy seat, this was plenty good. There was also the fold-out cup holder in the tray table, as well as a good-sized tray table. It folded out, it was nice and sturdy. I was looking under the seat for in-seat power, but I did not find any. So instead I decided to take a peek out the window and see the movements on the ramp. After taking a peek outside, I put my hand on the armrest, and then I noticed something. I said, wait a minute, what is this bump down here? And after looking, yep, that's a power plug. There's a USB plug right in the end of the armrest. Honestly, pretty easy to miss, but I do like having it there. It's much more convenient than having it under your leg where you can't even see it and you can't even get to it. I typically don't like to show too much of the taxi and takeoff because I do have full taxi and takeoff videos on my account. However, this is a very special moment because in Charles de Gaulle Airport, they have a really cool art exhibit outside. That's right, it's art because it's the Concorde, which is a legendary aircraft that Air France and British Airways both used to operate. It's really cool how Air France has their Concorde on display outside, so when you're taxiing around by the gates and by the runways, you can go right by the Concorde. It's so cool to see this aircraft. I really wish I got to fly on it. Did you ever fly on the Concorde? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm really interested to see if anyone that watches my videos got to fly on it. They're such cool aircraft, and I'm so jealous if you did get to take a trip on it. At this point in the flight, I promptly passed out. I fell asleep. That honestly doesn't really happen to me very much on flights, but I was so exhausted that when we were taking off, I was reclined back a little bit and I just went to bed. So I would say I'd enjoyed the views, but I just looked at the back of my eyelids on takeoff. Of course, there's one thing that my body can recognize when I'm sleeping and when I'm awake, and that's food, especially when they came around with ice cream. So when they came around, I woke up to enjoy this awesome little ice cream snack that Air France had. I found it really cool in red, which is the same color as their livery. What meal would be complete without a glass of wine? So of course I had a nice cold glass of wine to go with my ice cream because that makes sense, right? But it was great. The wine in Europe is so much better than the wine we have in the US. I love to have the wine in Europe. It's fantastic. Now, there is one other thing that I found really interesting and really different between the US and European airlines that I wanted to show you. So in case you thought US domestic first class really blocked you off, we have a second curtain right here. In addition to the main curtain, they really just make sure you know you can't see what's happening. They're getting meals right now, but hey, ice cream, wonderful. The wine is actually really good. All the wine I've had today has been fantastic, so I've loved all of it. So no complaints at all. But yeah, we cannot see up into the front of business on this plane at all. I think it's really funny. Very, very separate. Yeah, it's crazy. That's okay. We can look outside. On this flight, we took a really beautiful path. We went along the coast of France, over the Bay of Biscay, through Spain, and then down into Lisbon, Portugal. It was really, really beautiful to see the coastline the whole flight down. I really enjoyed it. When I wasn't napping, that is. After getting my snacks in and trying to figure out why they took that curtain so seriously, I decided it was time to head to the back to go ahead and check out the bathroom and do a walk through the plane. While my seat was pretty nice, I did find the bathroom to be a little dirty. However, the red mood lighting really is nice throughout the whole cabin, plus the red ice cream, and it just seems to be the theme of their livery color. They love to pull out the red, almost as much as Virgin likes to have that red purple color everywhere. But overall, it's just a standard A320 bathroom. I do like these more than 737s, mostly because of the bathroom, because I can actually fit and stand up in it. So overall, it was an alright bathroom. It got the job done for a 2-hour flight. This version of the A320 had 158 seats in it, all with 32 inches of pitch and 18 inches wide. They're all the same. Remember, just European business class up front, they have the middle seat blocked, but you still have the same amount of legroom and you still have the same amount of width. And the number of European business class seats can change and fluctuate. I think it shows up to 8 if you look on Seat Guru, but on today's flight there was only 3, so they can push and pull that curtain back and forth depending on how many seats they need and how many people have bought those spots. Before I knew it, we were almost into Lisbon. There is really something magical about coming into a country you've never been to before. Your face is just glued to the window. You want to see everything. You want to get a feel for the city. You just want to see what it's like. It's such an exciting moment. It's one of my most favorite feelings about traveling is landing somewhere completely new and just being able to see that city for the first time. Well, just like that. It's just like what we have in the US. You walk out and you're right in the terminal. You can go connect on another plane. I've never connected or never done a intra-European trip before, right? I've never flown from inside the EU to inside the EU, so that's cool. It's just like the US. You walk out and you're there. That flight was pretty good. I slept and messed up my hair, so nice job on that one. I slept for most of it, to be honest, but the food was really nice. I really liked the ice cream, and the wine was fantastic. I've been on Air France a lot today. I think I've been up for like 35 hours now because I started in Denver, went to Phoenix, then San Francisco, then Paris, now Lisbon. I'm ready to be here. I'm ready to enjoy my time off. But yeah, that small flight there was wonderful. Air France was really nice. The people were good. They are to the point. They aren't over the top nice, but they're to the point and they get the job done and they're nice about it. So overall, it's a good flight. I'll definitely be flying them again, probably here in the next couple months. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.